audio on demand from Vision Christian Media.
Exploring faith and the future. Neil Johnson and Bible teacher Dr. Camille Majdali.
We're exploring strengths and weaknesses and a focus on the life of that biblical character, Sampson. Camille, if we're talking about Sampson and recognising that he had such weaknesses and such strengths, as we focus some more on those weaknesses today, there are certain limitations, human limitations, that Sampson had on his life that we can really all relate to quite strongly.
Well, he had human limitations, which we can call insufficiency. Now, they may not be apparent at first, but they did have to have with the issue of relationship, which I've spoken about before, and his propensity to lust after women. Now, we are given a spouse so that we can build up a life together, a family together and all that, and that's very empowering. But human sexuality misused, which of course is at epidemic proportions today, is actually very, very limiting, very, very debilitating, and can ultimately destroy. Think of it, human sexuality, like electricity. Rightly harnessed, great power, great good can be done. Mishandled, you get zapped. I like and highlight what Jesus himself said in John 15, verse 5, where he says, I am the vine. He that abides in me will bear much fruit, for without me you can do nothing. That's what I want to point out. Without Jesus, we can do nothing. Now, that doesn't mean literally nothing. People do all kinds of things, some of it good, much of it not good. But what he's talking about is you can do nothing of lasting, eternal value apart from me. Because what we're going to learn is when people try to go it alone with an independent attitude and spirit, far from being empowered, they are become weak because they're actually not working with the source of all power, all strength, all life, which is God. But when we partner with God, and he's the senior partner, and we're the junior partner, we can accomplish so many good things and bear fruit for his glory.
And so, Camille, for that person who is good-looking, has lots of money, and is wielding power, perhaps in their workplace or in their community, what you're saying here is when we talk about insufficiencies here have nothing to do with how much money or how much power you wield. This is an insufficiency that comes on the inside.
Absolutely. I think of Hollywood, where I was born and raised not far from it, and therefore I don't have the same awe of Hollywood as many who don't know anything about it, where basically Hollywood actors and actresses have become modern Greek gods and goddesses. Those that know anything about Greek mythology, the gods and goddesses were like people. Basically, they were as people, except more so. They had greater strengths and they had oversized weaknesses too. And that's Hollywood. The image is very attractive, but the reality of the personal lives is tragic in many, many cases. And that's, a very sad thing, of course. But what I want to point out again, what I quoted from 1 Samuel 16:7, let's quit looking at the outward appearance, which really is another form of immaturity. We have to be mature, discerning, wise. Like the Lord himself, it says God doesn't look at the outward appearance. He looks at the heart. If we're going to get anywhere and overcome weakness and garner strength, it begins in our heart and it works outward.
Faith and the Future with Neil Johnson and Dr. Camille Majdali from Teach All Nations. For more from Dr. Majdali, including books and DVDs on prophecy, Bible commentaries, plus today's and other episodes of Faith and the Future, go to vision.org.au.
Thanks for taking time to listen to this audio on demand from Vision Christian Media. To find out more about us, go to vision.org.au.